Hello guys, and welcome to our last class overview, hopefully. This time we are taking a look at the Gunslinger, and shout out to 7 Ice for making this amazing Gunslinger art. Her info can be found down below. The class that uses dual pistols, a sniper rifle, traps, mechanical battle pets, and giant mechs. By just saying that, I feel that a lot of you will know right away if this class is for you. Now before we take a deeper look at the Gunslinger, understand that the purpose of this video is to give you a general idea of how this class works. The whole class overview series is meant to be that way. Don't take these videos as a how to play my class 101, but to just see how your class works, the animations, its playstyle, and to see what the skills are like. There are a few tips in these overviews, but it's not a full-on guide. And the names of the skills that I use in this video will not be the same once the NA and EU version of Revelation is released. The effects of these skills might not be 100% accurate, but with the Russian translations and a Chinese game, I tried my best. If you have a ton of experience with the Gunslinger class and see any information in this video that needs to be corrected or added, feel free to do so in the comment section or make a text document I can link in the description. A big thanks to Lofty for helping with these translations, and I'll link the Gunslinger skills and effects in the description below. And thank you to Chaotic Sar for letting me play on his Gunslinger. The Gunslinger is your ranged physical DPS class, and like a cultist, its damage scales with the agility stat, which doesn't apply to any of the other classes. So as you can see, some classes in Revelation gain bonuses in unique ways. The Gunslinger can change stances from dual wielding pistols to a sniper rifle. When changing stances, many of the skill effects are changed. Using the sniper usually gives you damage or crit bonuses and other effects like hitting more targets. But when in sniper stance, you move much slower and it's much harder to dodge things. The Gunslinger also has mechanical pets to help them fight enemies, but I'll let the skills explain the rest of the Gunslinger. So, starting with the basic attacks. The Gunslinger has shot, which deals a little damage and can be spammed. In sniper form, it has a 20% chance to deal double the damage if the target is more than 20 meters away. Bang Bang is your second basic attack, which deals a lot more damage than shot but has a longer cooldown. In sniper stance, it applies a bleed, damaging the enemy every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. Shot grenade deals damage and knocks the enemy down for 3 seconds. Might not be the case in this video as I'm fighting these big metal guys, but usually it does. Heavy shot is a charged attack that does some decent damage, and when in sniper form you have increased crit chance. Rapid fire shoots the target non-stop for 2.5 seconds. It can shoot up to 4 targets and deals damage every 2 shots. In sniper mode, it can shoot up to 8 targets. Spiral blade sends out blades that deal damage for 5 seconds. It decreases the enemy's movement speed and pushes you back 10 meters. It's a pretty good escape move if an enemy is too close. The Gunslinger is best at a distance, of course. Sniper stance is how you switch from your pistols to your sniper. It increases your physical attack in sniper stance, and as I said earlier, decreases movement speed like crazy, and your dodge cooldowns are decreased by 50%. Summon Bot summons a small robot for 30 seconds. Its HP scales off of your HP and physical attack. It has one skill that does physical damage and it lasts 3 seconds, but it has a 5-second cooldown. Explosive Trap places a trap down that lasts 60 seconds. If you spam this skill, the trap will become visible and move towards the target. On impact, it deals physical and elemental damage depending on how you charge it. Fire Trap knocks an enemy down, and Ice Trap will leave ice behind that decreases movement speed and received healing to anyone on the ice. I believe you change the element of this ability when shaping your skills and adding effects. I could be totally wrong, but with the Chinese text and little playtime on the Gunslinger, I can't be sure. So if someone is willing to add that information, I'll add it in the description and annotations. Armor of the Fel grants immunity to all CC effects for 5 seconds and decreases threat. Increases physical defense by 2400 for 5 seconds as well. Mark of Death puts a mark on the target for 5 seconds, which makes the target receive an additional 1600 damage with each attack. Vigor applies a buff for 10 seconds. Your bots and allies gain 10% increased crit damage for the duration. When it comes to the Gunslinger's legendary abilities, to use your main damaging skills F1 through F3, you build up your meter by damaging enemies with your shooting skills. To build up your F4 through F6 meter, you have to use your traps, robots, and utility abilities. It's really easy as you can keep spamming your trap and summoning bots right off cooldown. For your more damaging legendary abilities, you have Deadly Shot, which deals a ton of damage, and if used on an enemy with Mark of Death on them, a previous skill we went over, they take 20% more damage. Flurry pulls out a turret and shoots all enemies in front of you, dealing damage every 0.5 seconds for 30 seconds. if you continue to use this ability. This is like your spam skill, similar to the Vanguard and Sword Mage's spin to win legendary abilities. Destruction pulls out a rocket launcher and fires rockets in an AoE to wherever you choose, deals tons of damage for 5 seconds, also decreases movement speed and lights the area on fire. Skyfire deals a crazy amount of damage that also scales off your HP. For your more utility legendary skills, you have Steel Blades. This sends out blades that rise from the ground, deals some damage and knocks down the enemy's hit. Cage creates a cage around the target for 5 seconds, summons a giant spike ball, and it rolls around dealing damage every second for the duration. This ability can be extremely annoying for your allies as it locks them in with the enemy. You really don't want to use this in a lot of situations when playing with the party, so get ready to get yelled at in raids if you use this ability at the wrong times. Summon Robot summons Scizor that has 3 skills and lasts 30 seconds. Its HP scales off your HP and it has 3 abilities: Excision, Chainsaw, and Dash. The last ability is Megatron. Can't see that coming to NA and EU for sure. The skill literally says, transforms you into Optimus Prime for 30 seconds. No way. Received damage is decreased by 50% and grants you immunity to all CC. Your skill sets change and you get access to Barrage, Rage, Lightning, and Dash. I'm sorry I couldn't show you more about this skill. When it comes to the Gunslinger's passives, you have Monstrous Rage, which deals 10% more damage to targets 20 meters away. So play this ranged class like a ranged class. Fiery Might increases physical attack by 6% for the Gunslinger and allies within a 30-meter radius. And Healthy Body, which I shouldn't have to repeat if you watch the other overviews, but this skill applies to each class and increases your health pool for every 10 points you have in your stats. The Gunslinger uses dual pistols for its main hand and a hand cannon for its secondary or offhand. The sniper is just a part of the package, so you don't actually have to equip a sniper. When it comes to building a Gunslinger's stats, your main focus should be agility. Just like the Occultist, agility increases the Gunslinger's physical damage and crit rate. Yes, you could probably build into strength for physical damage, but why would you do that when you can gain physical damage and crit? Maybe if you do some number crunching, there is a way to scale strength and agility for the perfect damage, but to my knowledge, there isn't, and agility should be your primary focus. If anyone has experience and wants to share their idea of stat building, please do in the comments. Constitution and Spirit should be your secondary focus for an increase in physical and magical defense, and Intellect serves no purpose. So this is my Gunslinger overview, and last overview, I hope. I'm kidding, but seriously, these videos were very draining, and they take like 6 to 9 hours to make, and I put a ton of pressure on myself by making this a series. Now there is a 7th class in the works, so you might be seeing one last overview by the end of the year. I hope you find these class overviews helpful, and if you're trying to get any friends into the game, please share these around so that they can get an idea of how these classes work and won't be so lost at beta or launch, even though I think beta is the perfect time to test each class out for yourself. This art was made by my main artist who does pretty much all the Cryy art on my channel. I'll link her portfolio and Twitter in the description. And I really appreciate your interest in my Revelation content, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one. See you soon, friends.